Hi there, Jacques. Thank you very much for chatting with us today about your journey of starting your career as an apprentice. And I was wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. It's good to sort of meet up with you again and see how everyone's doing.
Yeah.
I'm happy to assist where I can.
Good, thank you very much. So I know you've obviously completed your apprenticeship quite a while ago. So we just wanted to touch base with you to see what you are doing now and what does the company do that you work for?
Yeah, so I've changed sort of engineering sectors since my apprenticeship. I'm still in engineering and still in mechanical engineering. I'm now in the construction industry. I'm something called a building services engineer. We can sometimes be a bit of a mouthful, but and basically what we do is we make buildings functionable, comfortable, and everything that makes a building work the way it is, other than the standard bricks and mortar that makes it stand up. So yeah, so lighting, heating, ventilation, plumbing, and more importantly these days, energy and sustainability with the climate crisis that we're all facing. It's all trying to reduce how much energy, especially large commercial buildings and also in people's houses, to reduce the amount of energy we use and improve the efficiency of the equipment that we use in buildings to heat them and make them comfortable spaces for us to live in.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Oh, that sounds really sort of a very interesting sort of change in direction in a way. What type of apprenticeship did you do?
So I started my apprenticeship, when was it? It was 2011, I think it was, so quite a while ago. And that was in just general mechanical engineering. I did that up in Oxford. And the company I was working for when I did my apprenticeship was a manufacturing company. They sort of built automation machines for the packaging industry.
Okay.
So I started there on the shop floor as a fitter and turner, and then progressed into the drawing office. So it was quite a good range of things to be exposed with in engineering very early on, and the apprenticeship helped sort of structure my sort of training and my progression into that role as an engineer, which is great.
Okay. How long was it? A 3 or 4 year apprenticeship?
It was a 4-year apprenticeship.
Okay.
And I think that consisted of sort of some practical training in the college facility, some on-the-job training within the company itself, and then also some sort of academic training, sort of split in between different days and different subjects.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. And when did you start your apprenticeship? Did you start straight after school?
So yes, I finished school. I didn't want to do A levels. I didn't feel I was academic enough. I was a bit scared of that sort of thing, and I decided got the opportunity to do an apprenticeship through the company I was working for at the time. And it's just I felt it was a bit more practical, because I feel I can sometimes be a bit more practical to things, and that seemed to really help me, and everything I learned at college for the day, I could then go and apply straight at work the next day, and vice versa. Things I applied or learned at work, I could then go and apply in
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and after your apprenticeship, so after your 4-year apprenticeship, what did you decide to do to further your career?
Yeah, so actually during my first part of my apprenticeship, the first 2 years were just mostly college based. I then started to be more company based, and you sort of build up your technical skills, and you'll complete like a profile which sort of details your skills as stuff that you've learned at college at work. I think it's called an MVQ.
Yeah.
So I did that, and whilst I was doing that, I spoke to my employer and said that I'd like to progress further, and I decided, with their help, to do an HNC, or a Higher National Certificate. Through them part-time, which I was lucky enough that they sponsored me for, which was really helpful. And yeah, so I did that. So that then became another formal qualification that I sort of put on top of that. And then following that, once I finished my HNC, I actually left that original company I worked for, and I moved to this company and this sort of sector of engineering.
Okay.
And then with this company, I then sort of furthered my career even more after my HNC and did a BEng degree at
Okay.
university, also
Okay.
part-time. The HNC helped with that. It sort of gave me the first year off, which is good. And I'm now actually in the process of my last year of my master's degree.
Wow.
My company as well. So yes, I've been very fortunate.
That is incredible.
If it was for the apprenticeship, I don't think I would have had the courage to push my training this far.
So would you say your apprenticeship have definitely helped with being able to do the degree?
Definitely. I think it helps sort of ease you into the world of sort of both studying but also working, and then it just prepares you for how you approach sort of further learning and
Okay.
how you apply that at work, which
Yeah.
I don't think is something you can easily get without years and years of experience, which is difficult
Of course.
these days.
So how did you complete your degree? Was it because an engineering degree would be 3 years? Did it take you slightly longer?
Yeah, so normally it's a full-time 3-year degree, depending on the institution that you attend. So I did my degree at London South Bank.
Okay.
I did that part-time study,
Okay.
which my employer again was nice enough to sponsor me for and assisted me with some time off. I did that 1 day a week. I know you can do it different. Some institutions do it in sort of block release, where you sort of study a few weeks all in one go and then work for a few weeks. Mine was once a week for 4 years, but like I said, because I've did my HNC, I managed to skip the first year, so I did it in the second as a normal degree student, which is good. It's made it quicker.
That is fantastic. But also to think it's just, in the grand scheme of things, it's just 1 extra year.
Exactly.
You know, so but then you've got all this wealth of experience with you.
Definitely. I felt very much more prepared for that sort of university aspect. I felt both the apprenticeship and the HNC helped me sort of smoothly transition into that. And I had already had quite a lot of knowledge, which I could then straight away apply and just sort of top up. And it felt more of a sort of a gradual process than the sudden, oh, I'm in university and now I need to know everything. And
oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, no, that's really brilliant. What would you say to anyone thinking of starting a career and not really sure whether an apprenticeship or a university route is for them? What advice would you give them?
I think anyone that has the opportunity to further themselves both in their career, whether it's through an apprenticeship or through the university route, should definitely consider it. I chose the apprentice route. I think it's a brilliant way to learn. I think I said it before. It's really, I don't think it's people understand how easy it is to learn something and apply it the next day. It just helps things stick in your mind, especially if you're not a true academic in the sense which I'm not, but I've still managed to get where I am today and still complete degrees and do very well. And I think one big thing with apprenticeships, which is a massive benefit, most graduates that leave university have the knowledge that they've got. They then need to go find a job. And that's often the most difficult part, because people want someone who knows what they're doing, but they want the experience to prove it. Whereas with an apprenticeship, you've done the hard bit, you've got the job. Now you just need to grow within it. And because of the way that apprenticeships are structured, it just helps support you, and you've always got somewhere to turn. I was lucky enough to have the assistance of both my company, my institution, and also the engineering trust when I did my apprenticeship. And there's always someone you can turn to when things feel difficult, and there's always a massive amount of help which works. So,
oh, that sounds really supportive and really interesting. And what's next for you, Jacques? What's next in your career?
So short-term goal is to finish my my master's degree, which will hopefully happen in September this year.
Okay.
I'm in the process of finishing my dissertation for that. And then once I've completed that, I'm looking to register to become a chartered engineer.
Okay, wow.
Yes, and then through that, I'm hoping to take on a bit more responsibility within my company and grow, and hopefully progress into more of a managerial role.
Okay.
Yeah, and who knows, the sky's the limit. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. It all sounds amazing. And yeah, that's all that I was going to ask. And thank you very much for your time. Really
Thanks
appreciate
very
it.
much